I haven't had the chance to visit the museum yet, but you know, I know of its exhibition, and it's there's a lot of work here. You know, it's dedicated to people whose work I admire greatly, including my husband Danny. I think also this museum is a place that reminds us of all the people that are still today leading such difficult, dangerous, and also very meaningful life to defend the freedom of the press in the world. So, you know, to me it feels sometimes like they are defending the freedom of the press, which means defending democracy, so the rest of us can happily take it for granted, you know. And so for the rest of us journalists who live in, I'm going to say, established democracy, considering the environment, you know, I think the very important question is, what do we fight for, right, since we have the freedom of the press established? And are we capable of not only asking questions to people in power, but also questioning ourselves about our work? And I don't know of any great journalist that skips that part of the work. So for me, when my husband died being a journalist, I felt that I could not keep living being a journalist without knowing why I would do so. And the one experience that I had in the world over the last 10 years was that I have witnessed a lot about fear and how it is paralyzing our world and how it's gripping our world. And I think I have observed how fear operates, how efficient it is, and also how media savvy it is. And I felt like, you know, I had this reflection that, you know, fear really breeds on ignorance. And it is our work as journalists to inform people, enlighten people, educate them. It's also fear of the unknown, and it's also our work of journalists of, you know, venturing in those territories and make it the unknown more intimate to us. It's fear of other people, and I think strangers cease to be strangers when we get acquainted to them and we do journalism with some kind of empathy in our work. So I felt like, you know, to me it was clear from there on that journalism is probably the best tool to combat that fear and empower people. And also, it's a great tool. It's our privilege. It's also our responsibility. The other thing I identified as vital and that I would, you know, kind of dedicate my life to, and also why I would keep doing journalism, is the question of hope. So now when I say hope, I just want to be very clear that I'm not talking about positive thinking, because it depresses me. Positive thinking depresses me. It makes me very nervous too, and also I think that, you know, it's not powerful enough to answer the, you know, the questions that we have to deal with. So my last work as a journalist was this profile of women around the world over the last 2 years. I've met, you know, I've profiled maybe like 22 people all over, from the North Pole to the South Pole. And what I was looking at was people that have undertook like a personal revolution, that had kind of mustered that kind of hope in themselves and had changed the life of thousands of other people as a result. And my premise was that everything that doesn't work in the world has been man-made. And so I didn't want a divine answer. So I thought, you know, if it's man-made, then maybe, you know, the solution is going to be women-made. And that's exactly what happened, you know. And so I chose to profile women. And they're very different. They go from like one cleaning lady to the suburbs of France to a president. And truly I have found that that kind of hope that can give hope to others, thus change the world, is, you know, has nothing to do with race, religion, color, wealth. It really is, you know, part of humanity. And it is our responsibility also as journalists to show that, not only what doesn't work, but also what works. And, you know, I felt like they were very humbling to me, because these women have gone through every possible, you know, struggle, everything, and they come out, and I think they give us a new definition of hope, which is very very distinctly linked to meaning, giving a meaning to your life. And I do feel that, living a meaningless life is the worst fate possible. So anyway, all this to say that that was my quest as a journalist, to kind of show that this process that I call a human revolution, thinking that we had all kinds of revolution, political, industrial, information, and the one big revolution. It's so good to talk about revolution, in front of Capitol Hill, but that's what I think, but the one revolution that needs to be led is the human revolution, and I think that it's out there. It's just for us to look at it. So. That's what I want to do. That's what the kind of stories I want to talk about. And also, in the end, what you learn from it is that that truly about the fear aspect is there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Thank you very much.